Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce report to the community. For those of you that I've not had the pleasure to meet, my name is Bruce Zock, and I'm currently serving as the chairman of the board for the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce. We have the current fiscal cycle running through July 31st, and I'm honored to serve as chair for your Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Chamber and the Board of Directors, we are thrilled to have over 300 business people and community leaders here attending this morning. Each year that we've had this, we've had a better and better turnout, so it's obvious that this is a great way for us to communicate on what the Chamber is doing and the body of work that they're performing. I had a great idea. I was actually thinking about us using Twitter as a way to communicate on a real-time basis and an unfiltered basis what the Chamber is doing, but I realized somebody else already stole that idea. So with that, we'll continue to stick with the report to the community platform here, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us. It's hard to believe that only 12 months ago, at the last report to the community, we were in the midst of significant change. Shannon Full, our previous Chamber President and CEO, had decided to pursue a wonderful opportunity with the Twin West Chamber in the Minneapolis area. She swore her continued allegiance to the Green Bay Packers, and we were hopeful that she would be a gracious host for the Packers this year at the Super Bowl, but that obviously didn't play out. The board of directors at that point in time, if you recall, we talked about it at the last report to the community, the board moved swiftly to assign a search committee with the task of finding a new leader for the organization. The underlying goal was to seek out a leader that could build on the many great programs and initiatives put in place by Shannon and her team, while at the same time providing the leadership to take the organization forward in whatever direction was needed to meet the needs of our members and the community. With the wonderful leadership of Sharon Hulse and her team at Employment Resource Group, a pool of very qualified candidates was assembled, and by the end of the first quarter, our new president and CEO was chosen. Before I turn the podium over to Bob, I would like to share one final thought. There's great work being done every day by the constituents of the Chamber. That includes the staff of the Chamber and the Fox Cities Regional Partnership, the various committees and councils, the highly motivated team of ambassadors, the Oktoberfest committee and the many volunteers that they solicit each year, Pulse and the young professionals, and the board of directors, just to name a few. This is an organization of volunteers, and it takes hundreds of people to drive this organization and the work that we do. It's a team effort to stay relevant and responsive to the needs of our members, investors, and the community. Given the momentum of this organization as we sit today, I'm excited to think about the report to the community a year from now. 2018, here we come. With that, I would like to invite Bob Munt, President and CEO of the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce, to the stage to share his thoughts and vision for the organization. Thanks again for joining us this morning.
That was a congratulatory handshake to Bruce. It wasn't to help him down the steps. Well, thank you, Bruce, for that introduction, and thank you for serving as the Chamber Chairman of the Board. In addition, I too would like to thank our Board of Directors for all the work that they've done and will continue to do, the Chamber staff, and all the volunteers for their hard work and dedication throughout 2017. Last year was certainly a year of change and transition for the Chamber, and they did a great job in guiding the organization through those challenges to arrive where we are today. I also want to thank the Chamber members and investors for their patience this past year and for continuing that support. Throughout the year, we have many opportunities to sponsor events and activities, and many of you have stepped up to help and support those activities and programs in addition to your Chamber memberships. And could I have those people who sponsor events throughout the year, could I have you stand up and be recognized? If you would do that, if you sponsor something throughout the year, stand up so we can take a look at you and see how many people sponsor things throughout the year. Yeah. I also want to recognize elected officials in the room, and there's a lot of you here today. I know I've seen you. If you are an elected official that is one of our partners in our communities in the Fox Cities, please stand up and be recognized, if you would. Elected officials, partners. Thank you guys for everything that you do as well. Throughout 2017, we experienced a solid membership base, retaining an ACCE award-winning 86% of our members and gaining 91 new members throughout the year to end our year with about 940 members. Our many chamber member programs have provided educational training and networking opportunities for you, our membership. And our active ambassador group of 30 dedicated volunteers have championed numerous events, programs, and resources connecting businesses to those resources and networking opportunities. With over 175,000 people attending our events and activities, we offer solutions for celebrations of impactful business and leadership in the community. The Fox Cities Regional Partnership has transitioned to new leadership under direction of Peter Thillman and was involved in 4 major expansion projects creating new jobs. Peter, are you in the room? Could you kind of raise your hand? There's Peter in the back. If you have anything pertaining to economic development, corner Peter. Over $11 million in new payroll and millions in new tax base in our community was created this past year, and a focus on retention of our existing companies has led the partnership to assisting well over 100 local companies with connections to resources and solutions to their challenges. As we look to recent announcements in the past, including U.S. Venture, the Fox Cities Exhibition Center, potential redevelopment of the library, and numerous company expansions on the horizon throughout the Fox Cities, the future continues to look bright for us. The Chamber and the partnership are actively engaged in addressing the #1 business challenge nationwide, that of talent attraction, retention, and development. Through creative programs like Talent Upload, 8th Grade Career Fair Expo, Your Future Fox Cities, and many others, we're working with businesses and educational institutions to grow and maximize our talent pool here in the Fox Cities. In addition, we are actively engaged in developing our future leadership through Leadership Fox Cities, our Pulse Young Professionals program, and identifying and training future leaders and connecting them with the existing leadership is key to maintaining our business and long-term success. Our Pulse Young Professionals Network creates events and opportunities for our emerging leaders as well as our members to contribute to the quality of life here in the Fox Cities through events including Bazaar After Dark, the Artery, YP Week, and a host of activities to engage our young professionals. Our public policy initiatives continue to provide valuable insight to our elected officials, and our membership sponsoring nearly 20 events throughout the year, with over 600 people having had the opportunity to provide feedback to our elected officials. Events including lunch and learns, business tours, testimonials, private meetings, and written communications have helped to influence pro-business, pro-growth legislation. Our marketing and communications team has worked hard to spread the good news about the Fox Cities and the Chamber through increased digital presence, increased social media engagement, and links to Chamber members and the community resources that we provide. We've shared many of the basic numbers with you in the annual report that's at your table there today, and we want to again thank all of you for your time and commitment that you've dedicated to us, your membership, your investment, and your involvement in making the Fox Cities what it is today. Volunteers and their leadership are what make everything possible in this Chamber environment, and we feel that we have many of the best here in the Fox Cities. Today, you will hear from many of those business leaders as they relate their experiences and involvement in the Chamber and its many programs. We're excited to share our year in review video made possible by Be Connected, which shows many of the Chamber's accomplishments over the past year. And we want to show that we are inspiring our community, investing in our people, and strengthening the business community. Let's take a look at that video.
The Chamber is a major part of the community related to businesses, and it's a place where businesses can come and develop those relationships in sort of a safe environment.
The Chamber has been like family to me. They say it takes a village. The Chamber is that village.
Actually, getting on the bus to get to Talent Upload was one of the best decisions of this semester for me.
The company tours we do, a lot of them are really, really cool. We got to tour Neenah Foundry, we got to tour Warner Electric, C3, getting to see the inside of those facilities and how they work on a work day.
I don't know who else offers such awesomeness.
Very nice. As you can see, our success and the success of this community is really about people. It's about people becoming involved, collaborating, businesses becoming involved and collaborating, and today we want to focus on those particular areas. It's my pleasure today to welcome Heather Wesley with Fox Communities Credit Union to the stage to kick off the first section of our program. Let's give Heather a warm welcome.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to see so many friends here, new and old. I'm grateful that the Fox Cities Chambers asked me being part of this annual report to the community. Inspiring community. Think about that for a moment. Isn't that something most of us here try to do in the Fox Valley every day? It amazes me to see in the last few years how many cool, community-inspired events have popped up. When I first started sitting on committees for the chamber, I was 21 years old, so like 5 years ago. Things I thought were important to me then are very different to what's important to me now. Now married with 2 young children, we look for things to do that are family-friendly, close to home, and cost-effective. Back then, it was, what's trendy? Fun. Is this a place to go where I can meet new people? Pulse was just forming then, and Fox Communities pitched right in as a sponsor of the program from the very beginning. We saw as a sponsor of the program that the potential to inspire and attract new YPs by having a group like this established was very important. From rolling sushi to riverfront yoga to huge events like Bazaar After Dark, these are the events that young professionals and young families are looking for. I see many parallels between what we do as a credit union and what the Chamber does here in our community. We are here to provide experiences, memories, things people want to continue to talk about and want to be part of. Each year, the Chamber provides exciting events open to all ages, Bazaar After Dark, numerous events during YP Week, and of course, Oktoberfest. I'm most impressed that the Chamber organizes 100 food vendors, 25 bands, over 650 volunteers for Oktoberfest. Of those volunteers, Fox Communities provides over 70 of our employees and their friends to fill one of the bartending stations. It's an event that our staff looks forward to every year. I'm proud to say that with the 3 topics that will be discussed within the Inspiring the Community category here today, Fox Communities, along with myself, have played a part in each one of them. It's the type of interplay and collaboration that freshens and vitalizes our well-being. It's a top priority of mine to keep these close connections within our communities and residents throughout the Fox Valley. We have come this far by working together for a common good, but I know we can go further. And working together as a thriving community, we can continue to leverage our tremendous force, energy, vitality, innovation, and creativity as a catalyst for progress. I think we're all pretty lucky to call this area home. With that being said, I would now like to welcome Matty Burns to tell his story of his new venture.
Thank you very much, and good morning. If I look like and dress like a teacher, it's because I am. This isn't my usual gig. I have class in a little while, so I'll try to make this quick. First, I want to thank Nikki Hessel from Bazaar After Dark, who did the work of getting Bazaar After Dark going, took over from Adrienne Palm, who set a great standard, and she just did such a great job. Had to deal with a big storm hitting on the night of this year's Bazaar After Dark, but held firm even when everybody on social media was giving her a hard time. And they came out looking great for everybody, and that's what I'm here today to talk about, how inspired we were at Harmony Pizza, a new restaurant in Appleton on Wisconsin Avenue, is because of Bazaar After Dark and Nikki's inspiration. Our vision for Harmony Pizza is rooted, for me personally, in quite a few bad things, but one of them was very good, and that was Bazaar After Dark. And seeing that on Wisconsin Avenue, there were a lot of people who wanted to come out on a weekday night and have fun and be with one another and be together. In a time when people are said to not be getting along very well, we could see that, in fact, people really wanted to be with one another, but they always didn't have a chance or a space to be with one another. And Nikki and Bazaar After Dark proved on Wisconsin Avenue that there was a deep demand for people to come together and have a good time. And what was interesting for a lot of us in the neighborhood, we had just been at Oktoberfest the week earlier on College Avenue, and we all could sense that it was something different. There was a very different vibe because it was everybody in the neighborhood from around there who was getting together and seeing each other in this social space for the first time. And that was something that really hit me as I was already thinking about trying to bring a business venture to Wisconsin Avenue. And so what we did is some friends of mine, you might know Orrin Jacobson and Polly Dalton. They've been very active in the community. They helped get Riverview Gardens going. They're Lawrence students of mine. They were former students of mine. They had already been active in the community getting things going, and they talked to me out at their farm and said, hey, I think it's time to do something on Wisconsin Avenue. And I asked, what do you want to do? And they said, we want to revive Harmony. And I said, yeah, so do I. Because for those of you who don't know, Harmony Cafe on College Avenue was one of the great community spots for years. When I first moved to Northeast Wisconsin, I was amazed that there was a space that said right on the door that everyone's welcome. And that's what we're doing now. We've created a space on Wisconsin Avenue where we say not just, everyone says we're open to the community, but we're actively doing something about it. We're going and talking to people who aren't invited to other places, people who don't have enough money. We're starting our Pay It Forward pizza program this weekend and letting the community know that rich or poor, gay or straight, black or white, any religion, you're welcome at Harmony, and we're bringing you there. And it was something like Bazaar After Dark that made it possible. Thank you very much.
I'm super tall. So. Good morning, I'm Sam Zinn.
And I'm Beth Vanderloop.
And less than a year ago, Beth and I separately attended a kickoff event for Fox City's SOUP. SOUP, which stands for Support of Urban Projects, is a forum in which young professionals pitch their ideas on how to enhance the quality of life right here in the Fox Cities. A SOUP dinner is served by talented local chefs, and all those in attendance vote for one of the pitches to receive a micro grant from funds collected throughout the evening.
Since SOUP was new to the Fox Cities in 2017, Pulse hosted a pre-SOUP event at the Fire in downtown Appleton to generate excitement and answer questions regarding potential proposals. At this event, we heard from winners of SOUP competitions in other Wisconsin communities and glazed ceramic soup bowls to enjoy with our SOUP dinner in about a month. As Sam mentioned, we attended the pre-SOUP event separately, sat at separate tables, and left separately. We knew each other, but not terribly well, so I was surprised and intrigued when Sam reached out the following day to see if I was interested in collaborating on a soup proposal.
As it turns out, Beth and I were exploring two ends of the same idea, how food service could help elevate people out of poverty. Throughout Wisconsin, many restaurants are facing a critical shortage of qualified staff. In the shelters where Beth and I work, many clients need a gateway to gainful employment, where they can develop meaningful job skills, build a solid work history. In contemplating how we could connect these two seemingly unrelated ideas, we hatched our idea for Urban Relish.
Urban Relish is a food service social enterprise, or a food service business with a social mission. Urban Relish provides hands-on, relevant job training for people in need through contract and special event catering. Catering profits are reinvested back into the program to train more people, which leads to more catering opportunities, which trains more people, and so on. This creates a pool of qualified food service workers for local restaurants while providing people in poverty with meaningful job skills and a pathway to gainful employment. Despite our profound belief in the power and potential of Urban Relish, this was a pretty big idea for an inaugural Young Professionals pitch competition. Most of the winning projects from other communities were focused on public art. Would a pitch like this even stand a chance?
So since we're here on stage, you've probably guessed that we did in fact win soup. Thank you. We were elated, a bit surprised, and profoundly humbled by our community's sense of responsibility to help people living in poverty achieve a better quality of life. In total, we were awarded $1,050. $525 was collected from proceeds at the door, and we received a $525 match from Pulse Young Professionals and the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce. With this seed money, we hired Catalyst Kitchens, a Seattle-based consulting firm that specializes in food service social enterprises nationally, and they conducted a virtual discovery workshop for us and a dozen community stakeholders. In August 2017, we gathered with representatives from the local nonprofit, food service, and education sectors to explore things like program methodology, best practices. We conducted a situation and stakeholder analysis, and we walked away with concrete recommendations on how we could actually launch a food service social enterprise right here in Appleton.
Fox Cities Soup served as a catalyst to make our idea a reality. Without soup, we would not have had the resources nor the public platform to generate this level of community support this early on. We want to thank Pulse and the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce for jumpstarting our project. And we would be remiss if we did not thank Homeless Connections for acting as the fiscal agent and supporting our work to help connect individuals experiencing homelessness to self-sufficiency.
As you can imagine, planning and piloting a program like this takes time, and we are at least 18 months out from welcoming our first cohort of students. We're currently working on creating a community advisory board, building a business plan, finding training space, and establishing industry partnerships. As fundraisers, we love the potential of Urban Relish to be self-sustaining. Disrupting how we think about charity and social services is the next frontier in the nonprofit sector, and socially innovative cross-industry partnerships like these will be critical to an organization's long-term success.
We are grateful to be living and working in a community whose chamber is invested in growth and prosperity for all. And we look forward to partnering with you further as Urban Relish really gets cooking.
So thank you for having us this morning. Now please join us in welcoming Cindy Refke with Prevent Suicide Fox Cities. She's going to speak on behalf of Oktoberfest and what being a grant recipient has meant to her organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you to the Oktoberfest Committee for awarding $1,000 to Prevent Suicide Fox Cities. We know how hard you work to bring a successful event to our community and how incredibly fun it is to attend each year. We as a community appreciate all you do. Prevent Suicide Fox Cities earmarked the grant award for QPR Gatekeeper Instruction. QPR stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. QPR is a proven suicide prevention intervention methodology for saving a life from suicide and is overseen by the QPR Institute. Knowing how to use QPR training properly, just like knowing CPR, can save a life. The impact of this grant is huge for our community as we offer QPR gatekeeper training free to people 18 years of age and older. QPR costs us about $2 per person for the QPR book and additional training materials. We used the grant money to purchase 500 QPR books. Our entire board believes a key to suicide prevention is understanding the elements of QPR. Therefore, one of the first groups trained under the grant award was every member of our newly reorganized Prevent Suicide Fox Cities Board of Directors. Since receiving the grant award, we have provided free QPR instruction to an additional 330 members of our community and have more training scheduled for 2018. If you are interested in becoming a gatekeeper, a QPR gatekeeper, or know of a company, church group, or other organization interested in scheduling QPR training, please let us know. Together, we can prevent suicide. Our community QPR goal was to train 10,000 people by the year 2020. I'm pleased to announce that goal has been reached and exceeded, but that does not mean we can stop. Because suicide has reached epidemic proportions, and we need people trained to help stop these deaths. I'm the board chairwoman of Prevent Suicide Fox Cities. I've been a volunteer of the organization for 5 years, and I'm a survivor of suicide loss. One of the services we offer at Prevent Suicide Fox Cities is SAS, Support After Suicide Loss. We have 4 groups now, 2 general grief groups, one for LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transvestite, and questioning, and one for siblings. Survivors after suicide loss are one of the highest risk groups to suicide because of the shock and great grief after the loss of their loved one. That is just one of the many reasons being trained as a gatekeeper in QPR is so important. I'm going to share 3 impactful stories with you where QPR training was used and it saved a life. After the loss of my husband's brother Rick to suicide, my husband was approached by 2 employees while at work, and they were suffering from great depression and suicidal thoughts. They felt comfortable reaching out to him. He was able to ask each of these individuals the tough questions. Do you have a suicidal plan? And are you going to harm yourself, kill yourself? The answers to those questions was yes, and he was able to get these individuals help immediately, and immediately is very important, and today they are alive and well. Jeanette Potts and I co-facilitate our support groups for survivors after suicide loss. One of our survivors lost her 18-year-old son, the baby of their family. Her grief is so intense that she started stockpiling her medication and was about to take her own life. Using QPR questioning skills, Jeanette was able to learn that this mom had a suicide plan, what her plan was, and to intervene by asking her for her medication, which she gave to Jeanette, who then disposed of it properly and got her the help she needed. She is with us today and is doing much better, thankful that her life was saved. The last story is about an email I received with the subject line, suicidal thoughts. When I opened the email, I learned that a mother was concerned for her 26-year-old daughter who was depressed and had suicidal thoughts. I quickly emailed the mother back with my concerns and got no response, twice. I then called the mother's place of employment, which I got from her email address. When I could only leave a voicemail message, I called the woman's house and spoke to her husband. The mother finally called me back and explained what was happening, and I insisted on talking to her daughter. I was finally able to speak to the daughter and tell her I was there for her and learn of her need for help. I told her I loved her and cared for her and was able to listen to her concerns. She didn't have a plan to die but needed help. We were able to set up immediate counseling for her, and she is also doing much better. Thank you, Oktoberfest, for awarding Prevent Suicide Fox Cities $1,000. It's priceless. Our motto is, be a lifesaver, take QPR instruction. With your help, we are doing just that, saving lives in Wisconsin. Thank you. I am honored to introduce Hillary Anderson with Werner Electric to the stage to talk about investing in people. Hillary?
Thank you, Cindy. Great work being done. It's hard to follow that up. Good morning, everybody. It is my pleasure to be introducing the Investing in People portion of this morning's program. As Cindy mentioned, I'm Hillary Anderson. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources at Werner Electric Supply. At Werner, we have about 450 people that are spread across 13 branch locations. That number is almost double where we were 8 years ago when I started at Werner. So we're growing, there's a lot happening, it's an exciting time at Werner Electric. We're celebrating our 70th year in business this year, and I know for sure we would not be as successful as we are today without all of the amazing people that we have on our team. So when you open any newspaper, trade publication, business journal, you're sure to find an article on talent, right? So it might be talent attraction, talent development, talent retention. It's hard to argue that talent is a top priority for all of us, everybody in this room. At Werner, we've spent a lot of time, energy, and resources, similar to a lot of you, in putting together programs to invest in our people. But we're not unique. I'm sure a lot of you are doing that as well. But how lucky are we to be living and working in a community where the Chamber invests so strategically in putting together these programs as well? It's pretty phenomenal. As we will hear from our next speakers, the Fox Cities Chamber provides many partnership opportunities. It doesn't matter the size of your organization, whether you're nonprofit or for-profit, public or private, there's something for everyone. They are purposeful and strategic in their approach to attracting people to the Fox Cities, putting programs together to encourage development of these people with the ultimate goal of retaining them. I'm so thankful to be a part of this community. With that, I would like to welcome Brett Christofferson with Corcoran Glass Products to the stage to give an overview on Leadership Fox Cities.
Thank you, Hillary, and thank you to everyone here, this great community. Before I go into my remarks, if I can just have any and all alumni or current members of Leadership Fox Cities raise their hands. There's got to be a ton of them in this room. Awesome. So some of these remarks I'm going to make, you guys will understand. September 2016, I was at the Osthoff Resort in Elkhart Lake, and the first comments that were made to me from members of the chamber were, someone's going to ask you someday to describe Leadership Fox Cities, and you're going to think to yourself, how do I do that? Now, about a month ago, I was asked to come describe Leadership Fox Cities, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I do that? But sitting at the Osthoff Resort there, back in 2016, there was a very energetic gentleman by the name of Chris Zarnick that came and spoke to my leadership class. A crazy gentleman that walked up to the front of the room with some crazy looking socks on and no shoes. And I thought to myself, wow, this guy is a little crazy. And he thought to he said to our group, you guys probably all thought you were going to come here to network, to make sales. And I thought to myself, absolutely. I'm a part of a new startup, Corcoran Glass Products, within the Fox Valley. And I'm going to figure out a way to make a ton of sales to a ton of people. Chris then proceeded to say, forget that. I thought, wow, this is going to be a long 9 months. And if there's anything you take away from what I'm going to say in these 3 minutes that I have remaining, take away the words that kind of sunk in and Chris left with me were that everybody in that room that day, and I would fathom to say everybody in this room today, we have what we need, we have what we want. Now it's about doing things to help people that don't have what they need and don't have what they want. That's really what Leadership Fox Cities taught me. It was 9 months of immersion, of amazing experiences, friendships, hard work, and memories that I'll take with me for the next 30, 40, 50 years. So I thank the Chamber for supporting that, and I thank the community for supporting Leadership Fox Cities. So with that, I believe, I'm sorry, I'm missing here. Nathan is going to come up and speak as part of the Future 15. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I had to have the chamber guarantee that there would be nobody playing an organ if I run long. The last time I had some chamber remarks, I got played off the stage, so might happen again. Bear with me. My name is Nathan Litt, and I'm a account director at Quill Creative, which is a creative agency in Oshkosh, and we service the Fox Cities and beyond, and we're very proud to be members of the Fox Cities Chamber. I've been fortunate to be recognized as a Future 15 recipient in 2015. I see many other fellow Future 15 recipients in the room today, this morning, and last year, 2017, I had the great honor of being recognized as the Young Professional of the Year for the Fox Cities. So before I talk a little bit about the importance of Future 15 in the program, I'll give you a little bit of background. I think it's been touched on a little bit here this morning, but Future 15 is an award recognition given out by Pulse and the Chamber to recognize young professionals who excel not only within their places of work, but also how they give back to the community. And they also have to positively influence the quality of life in the Fox Cities. So Future 15 recipients are chosen based on their professional dedication, strong sense of vision for the future of our community, as well as their personal commitment to philanthropy in the community and beyond. And so every year, 15 young professionals in our community are recognized. And in addition to those recipients, one past Future 15 award recipient is recognized as the Young Professional of the Year for excelling in their respective field, influencing our quality of life, and playing an integral role of attracting and retaining talent, which we just heard is extremely important for our community and other communities across the country. So for me personally, these awards have been professionally and personally a very big honor, quite a humbling experience, and they've caused me to continue to want to go out and do more and invest more in our community. And I think that's important because that means I'm staying here and fellow young professionals are staying here. We're not going to go to bigger markets. It's going to be the Fox Cities. So that's extremely important. But I also think that it's important that we have these programs and that the Chamber and Pulse has these programs because it makes a very strong statement, a strong and visible statement that young professionals and emerging leaders in our community matter, and it goes beyond lip service. And why is that important? Well, it's going back to the talent recruitment, attraction, and retention of these young professionals, emerging leaders in our community. So it's really important that we do this, and it also provides a platform, as Urban Relish just demonstrated, that there are things then that are not just a one-off event, but are ongoing, and that 18 months from now, for many, many years, they're going to have a huge impact. So I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about the challenge that we face as a community, but also using it as a win-win-win opportunity. And so for the fellow young professionals that are in the room, we need to keep standing up, speaking out, sharing our vision and how we want our future in this community to be. And we have to put ourselves out there and take risks and be willing to learn at the same time. And then for those in the leadership positions in this room, the decision makers, I think it's important that you continue to share your vision, but also listen to others. Try to be open to new ways of doing things. Reach out and extend a hand to the up-and-comers in your business or organization, and give them an opportunity to not only be at the table, but to be heard and to be included. And then for everybody here this morning and for the community, let's challenge ourselves to look at who is seated at the table, and whether it's in our place of employment, the organizations we belong to, our clubs and teams, and make a really concerted effort to invite members of the community, and this is where Harmony Pizza is so great, that aren't at the table right now. Ask them to be present and participate. I believe, and I think a lot of us here in the room believe, that including a greater diversity of people and backgrounds will bring new perspectives, ideas, and experiences that will contribute to making the Fox Cities an even better place. So while it's a challenge, I think that we all have a responsibility to take part in it. And so finally, I'd like to make a plug for the Pulse Young Professionals and Future 15. Actually, as of today, this morning, voting for this year's 2018 Future 15 opened up on the Post Crescent website. So on the table tents, there's some information about the voting. But in a quick summary, more than 100 young professionals have been nominated this year for Future 15 recognition. Nearly 60 submitted applications, and now there are top 25 that through online voting, which counts for 10%, will be narrowed down to 15 to be recognized at an event in March at Outer Edge in Appleton. So put that on your calendar and make sure you vote once per day today through the 28th of January, and then the results will be announced. And I know I've seen a few of the nominees for this year in the room this morning, so congratulations to everybody. But thanks for your time. And I don't hear an organ playing, so we're good. So now please help me welcome Sean Volk, Lexington Halsey, Lucas Frank from the Little Little Chute School District to speak on behalf of your future Fox Cities. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sean Volk, and I am the lead teacher at Little Chute Career Pathways Academy. Our school has been in existence now for almost 7 years, and we have demonstrated the power that school and industry partnerships have in helping students become prepared for the future from an academic and career point of view. The partnerships that we have developed through working with the Chamber of Commerce have ranged from facility tours to introduce kids to careers in health and human services, engineering, manufacturing, to job shadows arranged through Your Future Fox Cities, to volunteer and youth internship placements that allow students to be completely immersed in professional environments. These partnerships are absolutely critical for us to achieve our vision. Our vision is to help every single one of our students identify their purpose and mission in life, and then equip them with the skills to pursue those missions with a passion. After 7 years, we have concrete proof that this cooperative approach to education and career development works, as our students have performed well above state and national averages on measures of academic achievement, such as the ACT and advanced placement test, while at the same time, we have developed graduates who are achieving at high levels in all aspects of career preparation, from students studying to be doctors and physician's assistants and engineers at institutions like UW-Madison, Marquette, and Michigan Tech, to students successfully completing degrees in machine tool technology and mechanical drafting at Fox Valley Technical College, to students successfully entering the workforce in the military straight out of school. Now, here are two of our current students to tell you about the impact that partnerships have had on shaping their academic and career missions.
My name is Lucas Frank, and I am currently a junior at Little Chute Career Pathways Academy. As of now, my future plans would be to stay here in the Midwest at a college and study civil engineering. Throughout high school, I have had a countless number of experiences that kind of shaped my outlook on what I plan on doing in the future. These include tours of many of our businesses that we partner with. Some of these include Ameriquip, Pierce, and Gulfstream. Those are kind of the main ones that stuck out to me as really providing me with something to take back and provide for my future. As right now, I'm a junior and I am working in a manufacturing setting at Performance Welding. This experience has allowed me to realize and learn about many of the manufacturing processes, but has actually shown me that I have a greater interest in things like construction and water treatment. These are both areas that I would be able to get involved in with a degree in civil engineering, so that's why I plan on doing this in the future. If it wasn't for the businesses, as I had talked about, that have opened up their day and shown us what they all do, I'm not sure where I would be at for where I want to be in the future, so that I would like to thank them.
My name is Lexington Hollisey, and I am a senior at Little Chute Career Pathways Academy. I have been involved in the medical pathway all 4 years of my high school career, and am furthering my education through St. Norbert and Bellin College's nursing partnership to become an emergency room and trauma nurse. I came to this decision to study nursing through the various career experiences that I have been on. Throughout these experiences, I would travel to various medical centers such as Agnesian and Aurora to get first-hand experience on different job careers and different aspects of the medical field. I went on nearly a dozen experiences throughout northeastern Wisconsin until I finally figured out what I wanted to do in my future, which was nursing. To kick off my nursing career, I took the CNA course through Fox Valley Technical College my junior year and became the first of my class to be licensed by the state of Wisconsin. I was immediately hired at Valley VNA Senior Care right here in Neenah and just recently celebrated my first year of employment. Along with offering job opportunities for our students, Valley VNA recently started this year a volunteer aspect where about a dozen or so Little Chute Career Pathways freshmen are able to take our service bus to and from every single Wednesday to volunteer with our residents. Without the help of our business partners and sponsors, starting my career so young wouldn't have been a possibility. And with help from our fellow partnerships, the students at Little Chute Career Pathways Academy are able to get the full job experience of different opportunities and pathways before they even graduate from high school. I honestly don't know where I would be today without all of these opportunities. And now please welcome Mark Desjardins from C3 to the stage to give some insight on talent upload.
As you can see, I'm not Brooke Sanchez. So I got an email late last night asking if I could fill in, and this morning I said no and was convinced heavily by Beth to be up here. So as all of you talked, yeah, thanks. I'm done. All right. So as all of you talked, I wrote down 5 bullets, a little bit about what we have going on, and hopefully I can hit this and do it within the short time frame. Anyway, so C3, there's probably not a lot of you who know who we are, although I say that and I realize we have a lot of vendors in the room, so thank you very much. We are an engineering firm, and we build machinery and provide automation solutions in the foam and mattress industry. Most people just know us by the blue lights on the side of the building on the corner of 41 and 441. And it's actually funny. There's this little company here in Appleton that does just huge things all over the world for bedding. So we're involved with you guys sleeping well. Again, you're welcome. That's right. So our approach to marketing, or our approach really to recruiting is kind of like a regular marketing approach. We want to stay top of mind to students. We want to get them talking about us and being brand ambassadors of who we are when they're at their universities. So every year we go to about 4 or 5 universities and do recruiting efforts to bring engineers back. We had the opportunity to be a part of Talent Upload, and what was so great about that is now we saw the list, and there's more schools than the ones that we typically go to, and then we brought these 80 plus students back to Appleton, and we got to show them Appleton and show them how great a community it is. But then we get to have them inside our building, and where we can dedicate resources and time and be able to really bring home who we are as a company, make sure they're a great fit for who we are, and we get to interact with each one of them. So in regards to the efforts that are put behind it, we thought it was a great opportunity. Going to career fairs is expensive. You're gone, you have talent that you're putting towards it, you're investing money that's towards it. So to get all these students and you get dedicated one-on-one opportunities with them, that is fantastic. And then the biggest part of what we sell when we're trying to attract new talent here, and especially as we've all brought up, bringing new talent here is extremely important to growing the community. But we don't believe in just selling our company. Every one of you has a great value proposition about your organization. I'm sure you can go over it over and over again and really drive home great stories about why somebody should come and work there. The reality is this community is awesome. I believe it's a lifestyle community. And so for young people to come here and see that and get interacted and go around and see all the cool things that they can do and then network with each other, I think it's just fantastic. So it's not even just about C3, but it's also about selling the Fox cities as a whole, not just Appleton, but Neenah, Menasha, Kimberly, Kaukauna, all of those. So with that, I'm going to invite up Richard Parks and to give some remarks on our final portion of the program, which is strengthening business.
He had 2 minutes to prepare that. That was awesome. Mine is not going to be that good. My involvement in the chamber was a given when Modern Woodmen of America relocated me to Appleton, Wisconsin from Austin, Texas. Nobody moves north to retire. The value the chamber membership brought to my financial practice through my 10 plus years of involvement in Texas in a chamber as a member, ambassador, and board member had proven how the chamber membership strengthened my business and the opportunities it awarded me. I mentored new members on the chamber business benefits then, as I continue doing today, basically paying it forward. The chamber is for small, medium, large members alike, being seen at all of these chamber events. So a lot of people in here will say, I see you everywhere. Yeah, it's a great form of advertising. Is a way to meet other business owners in the community on a routine and consistent basis. A friend of mine in marketing had a tagline, repetition leads to recognition. Repetition leads to recognition. Some of you will take that home and repeat it to your spouse. Good luck. Chamber membership is a big part of how I built and build my brand, as well as Modern Woodmen of America's brand here in the Fox Cities. Sponsorship opportunities through different chamber events such as golf tournaments, the Business Expo, Business Connections, Business Breakfast Bites are all ways to continue the branding and work on collaboration with other members large and small. New to Appleton in 2002, I can say y'all and fix it if you want. I'll interpret that later. We invested as a premier sponsor of the annual event. From the ambassador side, we stay active in all the activities that they do, which has continued to lead to recognition and branding. In 2017, we were honored to be nominated and recognized as the champion of the chamber. Somebody actually mentioned that to me today, and I was like, wow, somebody actually noticed that. That was awesome. So as I've also been Ambassador of the Month numerous times, Ambassador of the Quarter, all of this leads to recognition in numerous publications, the video. If you've never been videotaped, that is a fun experience. I'd rather speak in front of a group as opposed to be videotaped. I look forward to participating in the membership drive in the future, sharing how the Chamber continues to be a vital part of how our financial practice firm is built, as well as the brand of Modern Woodmen of America, and stay active and involved in the Chamber. It's my pleasure to bring up to the stage Scott Jensen, who is a member and ambassador, and he represents Appleton Ice. Scott?
Thank you, Rick, and thank you to everybody in the room here in our community that supports and invests in our community, and especially our kids. So as Rick said, I represent Appleton Ice, and we operate 2 ice arenas here in the Fox City, so thank you for your support. And Mark, I was in Seattle like about a year ago, and just had a bar with one of my friends and talking to somebody. He asked, where I'm from, and he goes, "Is that where C3's from?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "What are my prospects? They're on my list." I'm like, "I don't know anybody else knew about it yet." So you guys are doing really well, so congrats. So becoming a member of the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce has been one of the best decisions I've made for myself and Appleton Ice Inc. Our organization was already a member when I arrived in 2015, but since that time I've formed a partnership with the Chamber that has opened doors for myself and our business. We're a nonprofit organization that is tasked with ensuring the 2 ice rinks in our community are suitable for user groups' needs. We need local businesses' support for sponsorships to fund programs and make capital improvements. The Chamber of Commerce is a place that's provided me numerous opportunities to meet with local business owners and community members to share our mission and to build new partnerships. They have given me a platform to educate the community about what I do, how we operate the facility, and to collaborate on community projects and events. Last summer, we had more than 140 people attend our Business Connection in May. A few members even rented a pair of ice skates and jumped on the ice for a few laps. Through our membership, the Chamber has been pivotal in reaching my sales goals each year. Professionally, I found opportunities for professional development, established friendships, and business relationships, plus a chance to meet many new business owners by serving as an ambassador. I believe that much of my success over the past 2.5 years was achieved through volunteer activities I have undertaken on behalf of the Chamber. I have the pleasure of being a member of this year's Leadership Fox Cities class, where I worked with 39 other motivated individuals, and learn about our community. I'll be using my talents to give back to a local charity called the Ascend Initiative. If you'd like to hear more about it, just come find me after, and I'll be happy to share it with you. For the past 2 years, I've been discussing the need for email campaigns with our operations director, and I did some research on the cost to purchase an email list and create a message. The total cost to purchase an email list of 25,000 people, geographically targeted near the Fox Cities, and specifically females with children, it would cost us around $2,000 for one email. This is about half of our marketing budget. Using the Chamber of Commerce's Member 411, we're able to target an audience 3 times each year through our membership, which only costs our organization an additional $300. Plus, the Chamber of Commerce's Member 411 boasts a 24% open rate. I encourage you in 2018 to look deeper into your Chamber membership and think about how you can strategically align yourself with the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce and get the most out of your partnership. Nothing great comes easy. There will be a little bit of time and work needed to see your membership at work and earn the return on investment that we all want. Attend an event, build leads, and follow up with them. Not only is the Chamber a resource for you, but you can also be a resource for the Chamber. And that is why I believe in my membership. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Rosenberg from Pieper Electric to the stage to speak about small business.
Morning. So many of you have known that the Fox Cities were a great place to live far before you started your professional careers. I have not. In the past 8 years, I've lived in 5 different cities. Small ones like Houghton, Michigan and Wapaton, North Dakota, to big ones like Minneapolis and Atlanta. And I can tell you that none of these cities have the feel that the Fox Cities do. I started working at It is a big deal. I started working at Pieper Electric 4 years ago in a small office in Neenah with about 10 employees. I was challenged with getting our organization involved in parts of the community that we wouldn't know about. And I had no idea how to start this, so I looked to the Chamber. And now, Pieper can boast that we are above 160 employees in the Fox Cities and Green Bay, and that's thanks to the Chamber, in part in helping us with 3 ways. We grew our business through networking. Events such as the annual golf outing and the Pulse Young Professionals Week have opened doors to new opportunities to cultivate our business and to meet great people that we have built lasting professional and personal relationships with. Business connections have provided a relaxed atmosphere to meet people from different organizations across the valley and learn about their business. Attending these has inspired us to host our own business connection this coming June for others to learn about our great company. The Chamber has also helped us with recruitment. As an electrical contractor, we often say that our people are our power. And we have many STEM-based careers and have enjoyed attending the talent upload events where we can find some of the brightest minds ready to be our next leaders. The Your Future program has the 8th grade Career Expo, an amazing event we are happy to be a part of. Giving students an avenue to explore all career paths available to them prior to stepping foot into a high school is a worthwhile investment of our time for our future generations of our business. Children don't know the many career paths available in the skilled trades and other career paths in this community. We get to enlighten them of the possibilities that they can start off as an apprentice with paid schooling and on-the-job training. They can graduate to a journeyman with opportunities to move into a foreman or project manager, or even further. 2 of our presidents started this way. There aren't enough people to go around, so having different unique ways to staff our organization has paid off. We had a youth apprentice in his senior year of high school from Kimberly High School that we had through his entire senior year and now hired full-time. And he is starting his career with Pieper Electric. And last but not least, the 3rd way that the Chamber has helped us is to give back. With the growth we have experienced in these few short years, it has allowed us to be generous to other organizations in the community. Pieper is committed to supporting the communities where we actively work through our PPC Foundation. Our foundation gives back 10% of the profits we earn. And in 2017, our Neenah group alone was able to donate over $40,000 to organizations in this community. So today, as I was sitting, listening to all the other speakers, and I was reflecting back on my personal experience with the Chamber and all these amazing events that you spoke of that I have personally attended, I'd like to thank my employer for my personal development, but I also thank the Chamber for the opportunities that they have made available to our company. I also need to thank all of you in this room. Thank you for investing your time and resources into the Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce and its community. I appreciate it, and so do many others. I would like to welcome Brett back to the stage to talk about retention and expansion.
Thank you. This is kind of a last minute ad here. I guess someone backed out, so I'm back up on stage. As I mentioned earlier, I'm part of a startup, an offshoot of Corcoran Glass and Paint, which many of you may know. Corcoran Glass Products, we are a supplier of OEM glass, security glazing, and transparent armor or ballistic glass for vehicles, specifically our friends 12 miles to the south, Oshkosh Truck. This company was started about a year ago by our company leadership, and as a recent graduate of Leadership Fox Cities, they turned to me and said, how do we grow this? How do we make ourselves known? I just so happened to finish an immersion day where a member of the regional partnership, Manny Vasquez, spoke to us. And so I reached out to Manny and said, hey, we're a startup, what do we do? And Manny was gracious enough to hook us up with, at the time, Rob Peterson, who has now moved on to our friends at Werner Electric. But Rob hooked us up with a number of individuals, both in the Fox Valley and beyond. Specifically, some of our state representatives and legislators, they are more than happy to help us grow our business. Most recently, we've actually been extended an invitation to meet with folks at that big White House on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. to discuss how we can help bring some of the supply of the transparent armor products that protect those that protect us, how we can bring those to the Fox Valley. So without the help of the regional partnership, we wouldn't be where we are today. We're still excited to grow our business. We've been fortunate enough to expand to the point that we're having company leadership move here from, we have our vice president who moved here from eastern Pennsylvania, and our operations manager who relocated to the Valley from northern Kentucky. So we're excited to be bringing people in, bringing jobs to the Fox Valley. And again, that's all due to the support that we've gotten from both the chamber and the regional partnership. So thank you. And with that, I'd like to welcome State Representative Jim Steinecke to the stage. Jim?
Well, thanks, everybody. I promised to be brief, mainly because I was told over and over again that I had to. Mark, every email I got from the chamber on this event, it was like, okay, you only have 5 minutes. So just remember, 5 minutes and that's it. And for a politician, that's kind of hard. But they asked me to talk a little bit about how the chamber, how important it is for you to be involved in legislative activities. And I used to be a lot like probably most of you in the room. I really thought, before I got involved in politics, I thought nobody really listened. Nobody cared what I thought. If I made a phone call or if I sent an email, it might be seen by staff, and it wouldn't really make a big difference anyway. But then I moved into a new neighborhood in the town of Vandenbroek and got to know my neighbor, and was complaining to him on a regular basis about just about everything that was going on in politics at the time. And eventually, after a few months, I guess he got to know me well enough that he felt comfortable enough to say, Steinecke, just stop. You got to stop. He says, if you can complain to me all day long, but it's not going to make any difference. He said, why don't you run for town board? That's where they really need you. We have some problems in the town, and we could use somebody like you. So I still, to this day, blame him for getting me involved in politics. But the one thing that I realized getting involved in politics, and especially at the town level initially, was that people really do care. People, that are representing you, they want to hear from you. They want to hear your issues. They want to hear your thoughts, because that'll make them better representatives of the people that they serve. Found the same thing to be true not only at the town level, but at the county level, and now at the state level of politics, whether they're Democrats or Republicans. Everybody there is there pretty much for the right reasons. They want to do their best to serve their community and make a difference, and the only way we can do that is through your input. But the problem is people rarely weigh in. I represent about 57,000 people. I can tell you we can count on one hand the number of contacts we get a week from the district. I mean, it's really shocking in some ways how few people contact us about issues that are on the horizon. We get contacts on people that need help with navigating through state government, and that's great. But as far as the bills that we're voting on or things that we're doing, we rarely get a lot of contacts. But that also presents an opportunity for all of you in this room, because the less people that contact us, that just means that individuals that do have a much greater voice. I remember sitting through some of Senator Feingold's listening sessions, and it stunned me when he said that he represented about 5 million people. And he said when they got 15 contacts on a particular issue in their office, it raised a red flag. So think about that. 15 people out of 5 million can make a difference in that office and make them pay attention to an issue. I know many examples in our own state legislature where a single phone call or an email to us has either delayed a bill from getting on the calendar or stopped it completely, because it made us me as a representative take a second look at it and reinvestigate things. So it's incredibly important. So what are the best ways to contact us? Mass emails, those form emails that get sent around, those are fine, but probably not the most effective. I mean, it gives a good indication to representatives like me of industries and how the industry feels as a whole, but it's not entirely personal. Personal emails are better, and phone calls are probably the best. And most of us as representatives try to return all the emails that we get, and mostly if you take the time to make a phone call to my office, you'll get a phone call in return. So there's really two types of people in this world: people that are part of the problem and people that are part of the solution. And I think everybody in this room is generally the type of people that are part of the solution in their daily lives, whether it's in business, in their own personal business, or in the work that they do. So what I'm asking you today is to be part of the solution for things that happen in Madison. Help us do our jobs better. Make sure you contact us. Don't feel like we're not approachable, because we're in your communities every day. We want to learn from you, and we want to have your feedback. So thanks for everything that you do. Please reach out to your representatives. I know there's a number of them in the room today. Let us know how we can better serve you. So thank you.
Representatives Steineke, thank you so much for your service to this community and representing us in Madison. We want to thank all the other elected officials again, too, as we did before. And sometimes yours is a thankless job, and we want you to know that we appreciate your leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard and seen today from many members, community leaders, about the amazing things that are happening in our community. The Chamber, through its many programs and services, is and will continue to play a leading role in identifying, solving those business and community issues moving forward in 2018. The Chamber exists today to be a catalyst for business growth, a connector for leaders and influencers, and a champion for a stronger community. Working with our boards, our councils, our committees, our task forces, our partners, we will continue to develop our mission and vision for the Chamber, and that is to enhance and promote the economic growth and prosperity of our members, our investors, and the overall Fox Cities region. We want to benefit our members by convening, connecting, and collaborating with our other members, our investors, and our partners to identify relevant sources for our issues. We want to invest in people and human capital through talent and workforce initiatives. We want to promote business success and community growth through creative and innovative programming, and through these programs address business growth and prosperity, workforce development, member services, public policy, and community growth. To that end, I want to direct you to the back of your agendas to a list of the full upcoming events that you are all invited to attend this next quarter. Join us on February 14th for the annual Economic Outlook Luncheon to learn about the macro and microeconomic insights into the region, get results from the annual Economic Outlook Survey of the Fox Cities region, and hear from a dynamic keynote speaker, Elliot Eisenberg, who is often called the stand-up economist, with his humorous discussion on how national and global trends could impact the local economy. A humorous discussion about economics. That'll be interesting to read. In collaboration with the Post Crescent, online voting, as Nate mentioned, for the Fox Cities Future 15 awards will begin today. These awards recognize outstanding professionals in the Fox Cities. Please visit the website to vote on that. In addition, if you aren't already receiving our e-newsletters, I encourage you to please sign up for those emails so that you can be informed of all the events and activities that are going on. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Bridgewood here for all the stuff that they've done and their staff. I know there's many of the staff around the room. If you're with the Bridgewood, could you stand up and be recognized? You did a great job today. There they are. Thank you guys so much. Again, I want to thank all the elected officials in the room as well as our board of directors. There's several staff people standing around the room, so could you kind of raise your hands as well? Chamber staff in the back, very good. I'll tell you what, these are the folks that get things done, and I get to work with them every day, and I'm just so happy to be able to do that. They're great people, much smarter than I am, so that's a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased to be leading this organization, and again want to thank all of you for your support and your commitment to the Chamber and its many programs. I ask that you continue to be involved as part of the solution in meeting our challenges and work with us and our community leaders to continue growing this great community. Thank you again for your time today. We're looking forward to a great year of transformation in 2018. Let's go make the Fox Cities a better place. We're adjourned, folks. Thank you.